Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Layers of Fear. Now, in the weird twist of events, an hour and a half in, I took a much longer break than I thought I would. So it's been probably a week now, and so let's just say out loud what I think is happening in this story and what I remember. Psychopath, who may have lived in this house at one time, is being tormented by a haunted house, certainly in haunted paintings in particular. Probably killed his wife, maybe killed his daughter, assuming that is the character who we're playing as and we're not just playing as another psychopath. There was the hint that the person that is supposed to be living in this house has a prosthetic leg. We haven't really seen any evidence that guarantees that that was the case for the character that we're playing as. I suppose one of the things that could be brought up is that under controller sensitivity, which I have turned way up, maybe that's why it was so slow, is because they wanted me to be play acting as somebody with a prosthetic leg. I don't feel like that is a fair way to play the game. Generally speaking, let's see. Yeah, right triggered. We've gotten some jump scares, and we're just going from room to room. So there's a doll that turned into blood, which that may have been a collectible or maybe not. One assumes that I came from this door and this door is still locked, so I assume this door was unlocked when I did that cutscene. See, we're going through a loading section. Let's see. Just shut the door while we're at it. So this house is still insane. Oh, and the game crashed. Not super surprised there that the game would crash. It crashed back to its web page launcher. Let's just launch it back up. Most games, more than they really should, suffer from this problem of if you leave a game paused and then you alt tab out of it on Windows, at least on my computer, will crash after a day or two. Of course, I've not really seen any save files, so there is a save slot, there is a continue. Where is that going to put us? It puts us back here. Which, okay. So, I really feel like this game is just overhyped. And it isn't procedurally generated or anything like that. We could look, maybe if I can figure out how to turn the pages and see if maybe that baby doll item would have been a collectible, but I doubt it was. I think that's full on the story, and even if it is a collectible, unless the game's saved, which theoretically I think that's why it crashed, just because I couldn't read or write the discs. Alright, so we're not too bad. Let's see, let me just, man, because the game is so dark, I have to turn off the light. Look at all that wine, I didn't see that the first time. Which means I can't actually see my keyboard or anything. Yep, that seems like that is still working. And the audio's working. Okay. So back the lights go. So you could not look at it. I suppose. If you... I guess you could just not look at it. You could not close it. You could open it. But that is the, like, most simplest. Now if the game crashed here, then we'd have problems, since it was on a fresh load. What floor are we on? I think we took the elevator. And what am I doing, really? Let's see, the following list is a compilation of the most common symptoms of schizophrenia. While typically diagnosed between the ages of 15 and 25, the disorder is known to affect older patients as well. Note that these symptoms are not exclusive to schizophrenia and should by no means be treated as conclusive evidence of this particular affection. In order to obtain a proper diagnosis, you should contact a qualified specialist, i.e. psychologist or psychiatrist. What's the difference? Blank expression stares off into space. Yes. Involuntary facial movements. Yes. Insomnia. Haven't noticed. Unusual gestures or postures. Always had that. Unable to experience joy from activities. Definitely. Depersonalization. Was that even mean? Awkward, clumsy movement. Might be from the accident. Prone to anger, resentment, more passive aggressive. A lack of motivation, yes. Suicidal tendencies. Question mark, question mark, question mark. So is he diagnosing himself or is he diagnosing others? Because it's pretty typical for anybody of any mental condition to see their own disease in the face of others. Was this a boarded up room, or I guess this was... I mean, that looks like a door frame. That doesn't look like a wall. Nice solar god rays, solar flare off of that. And this is locked, of course. Must always go forward. Another picture. Make up your mind, it says. And I assume we get a jump scare. Nope, no jump scare. The fact that you don't come back. That one's unlocked. That one's unlocked. Let's see. Yeah, way too many bookshelves built into walls for any house. And this looks awfully similar to the room we were already in. And that did the little deer and such. Of course they're gonna have to reuse the assets. This I mean, I guess it doesn't mean anything, does it? That they're reusing assets. Like it could be intentionally to add to the horrificness of this game, or the jump scareness of this game, or it could just be that this is leaning heavily on the Unity asset store and is just having to use that stuff. And I've got a picture. It feels like these bookshelves can't actually have anything in them. Or if there are little collectibles, which there may be, that they're so small and so dark that you can't find them. And that is certainly what the walkthrough I had to look at said, is that if you have any chance or any desire to get any collectibles in this game, just turn up the brightness and ruin the experience. The game is speeding up jump scares. Interesting. And when it flashed, the room changed back. So which is the truth? Is this entire house destroyed and dismantled? Or is this house perfectly fine? It feels like... well, I can't even see that, let alone remember the code of the wedding. What was it? Like 6? And it's not gonna make any sound or anything. So it probably is a case that either that's a collectible that I won't get, or I'm gonna have to find some other code, probably in a painting. We've got more of these double exposure paintings. We've got noise over there, so let's see what this takes us to. That takes us somewhere. And that one's locked. Creepy voices. This game really can't just constantly add more jump scares. Or to be more fair, I guess that's just not what I'm looking for. It's not what I'm looking for in horror movies. There is definitely a big division between people who like horror movies for their campiness and their silliness, and people who want to go to horror movies so that they jump scare, usually to take a date with them so that they'll jump in their arms, or at least some guys think that way. But I don't see a number written there. You can't tap the bulbs or anything to try and get them to work. But for me, I just don't care about the jump scares. And I'd prefer that there was some kind of story here, and some kind of gameplay here. The idea... So we're going to look in the mirror, I imagine, and find it's different and backwards. Or perhaps we're going to walk through this. What does that say? Undone. Let's see. It's too much to read that way. And we see in the mirror, 2 lights are on. 2 lights are on. So let's just walk through it. Like, even that is just video game logic. And so that word, world, which I can't go back through, kind of looks like there's a person there, but I don't think there is. It cannot be undone. It cannot be undone. It cannot be undone. And we've spun the globes many times, and I really wouldn't care if there's achievements for that or not. So we're still having that lighting issue, we're still having the door slamming issue. It is certainly not graceful. You have a dog. So are we now in the mirror version of the house, and this is just a reflection of where we were? I don't think so. And we're walking towards this point, which is a painting of dogs. And now a painting of a burnt dog. And is there any flesh here to collect and finish this chapter? Am I supposed to go back that way? See, I definitely hear voices and whispers. That kind of thing that people do to be creepy. I don't think I can open any of the other drawers. Lower. Says good boy.
Honey, remember how you said it would be nice to have a cat so the baby could have someone to play with? Well, I just bought us a dog. Aww.
So it sounds like you're a real nice guy there. In two different ways. Like, one, you're not communicating a major or at least semi-major life decision with your spouse, and two, you're buying the exact opposite out of spite of what she wanted. Yeah, the lighting issue still a big deal. You want this as well? See, I don't know if the writing on the walls is going to tell enough of a story. In fact, I'm fairly certain it's not. You would have to see a lot more of it. New painting laughed out of galleries. What we witnessed today were all entirely worthless in artistic terms might be an invaluable case study in psychologists. These harsh words come none other from none other than Jason Hughes, the famed critic who once was the first to appreciate the works of ... and his name is scratched out again, and whose praises once contributed to his first spectacular success. When asked if such brutal criticism was indeed called for, especially in light of the recent tragic events, Hughes responded, "As critics, it is our duty to critique art, but not to judge the artist. The man has been through a lot lately, and obviously if you'd taken its toll on him. Still, if we were to remain silent and pretend this is even remotely acceptable, we would be doing the artist a disservice. Other critics were only slightly more lenient, as the ... And see, here's a picture of, I assume, the artist with his face turned out. So it's pretty obvious that there's a bait and switch happening here on the characters. And this guy thinks he's this famous artist when he really isn't. Alright, and the chair is now moved up to me. Great, thanks. Want to do something else now? Any more jump scares for a while? They are speeding up. They are definitely speeding up. But it seems like it's all they can do. It's all they can think of. All they can do is move objects around the building. The game about... See, that's just two different paintings in total. And I'm sure the chair will just jump up again. Oh, a painting. Yay. And here's a Tiny painting, yay. And then we turn around and things are different again. The house is rearranging itself. I'm sure this is locked, yep. Don't need to really even check the back. So, are we getting to it? Is this the wheelchair stuck in the ground? Alright. That door opens. And yeah, it closes again. And that door opens. And yeah, it closes again. So this might be the first instance in which we can decide. Okay, so this is just a loop. So do we want to go into the darkness or do we want to go into the color? Let's go into the color. Like a full, real decision here. See, this brings us back into an area we've been in before, or at least it seems like we've been in here before. And in fact, I was thinking that maybe there was a collectible there, but who knows, this may all be gone now. And turning on lights doesn't seem like it matters as a gameplay mechanic. But they can only pretend here for this to be a risk to your life. I don't think ever going to be a chase sequence. I don't think there's ever going to be a fight. I don't think that there's going to be even humanoids. Which, you know, if they had just thrown some humanoids or animals in this, that would have been a little bit of a different experience. Something more to think about instead of the same old paintings. Like, horror is about doing the unexpected, and the jump scares, they clearly understand that to the level of jump scares. Well, that door's not. Oh, here's the door. We got some wobbly vision there for a second. Now we can turn on candles. And we're in a kid's room. But the idea that there would be wine bottles in the faces are scratched out. Here's a key. So I guess that's what we were supposed to get. Let's see. Found this little collection of empty bottles this morning. I acted badly. I don't know how hard for him, but then gone with a small child in the house. That's just irresponsible. See, somebody's banging on the door. And I guess I'm gonna have to open it. But it's probably just gonna be a painting. Unless I'm putting the child in the box. There. Let's see. So yeah, I was just waiting for the banging to end. And that door unlocks. And we can go through there. Which I guess that's where we're supposed to go. Unleash your inner beauty. Yeah, I don't see a reason why we really need to read this. It's an ad for acne scars, skin conditions, stuff like that. General things you would expect a wife to have an ad for, if not use. This game needs to hurry up. And see, I think I'm only really at the second, like, alright, so now we're back in the bedroom. And this game needs to hurry up and just move the chapters forward, unless this is chapters are going to be shorter or smaller, because we've been through here. Let's see. Prosthesis snatches insatiable. Can't afford a new one. Why the damn leg? Like, this mirror doesn't work, so I guess we're a vampire or ghost. The fact that they're reusing assets also severely concerns me. Seems like it has a long play and a slow play. I don't know if Victrolas would really have that. And see, really this is a combination of two assets. This is a vinyl record being played on a Victrola that would probably more likely be playing something else. And there's just a lot of little buttons that let's see. They're having me turning it the wrong, I'm turning it the wrong way, I guess. And so now it's reversed. And the room is getting creepier and creepier. There's a water bottle.
I needed a jar and a plastic tubing. I siphoned gas before. I knew how it was done. I stuck the tube in a vein and sucked on it until blood filled my mouth. Then put the tube in the jar and it just kept coming. A taste of copper haunted me the entire night. Why didn't I think of a syringe?
So he used blood in his painting? Okay. I think that was the required action, though. I don't think... Like, I don't think I can get it to play the other way. Like, getting it to spin the right direction is weird. I stepped right on her toes, and when she bumped my nose, I fell, and when I okay, so that's a little bit of a gameplay mechanic. This would be cool in a game as kind of just a time forwarding and time rewinding function. But I bet we never do it again. I bet that's a one-room puzzle surrounded by a bunch of ridiculous jump scares. So even though this game is incredibly short in the first place, it does kind of feel like it could have been just shorter. Come on, open the book. I want to get a general idea of how many of the things I found were collectibles and weren't. They are in different orders, so it seems like you really do have to flip through the book every single time. Skipping sections, it seems like it's not possible. I can't see you like this. You're not well. You were sweating and shaking all night. Now There you are, locked in your workshop as usual. The whole tortured artist nonsense has got to stop. And am I supposed to believe that there's actually something in some of these? Am I really gonna have to check each of this?
Oh, stop looking at me like that. It's just a little something to help me focus on my work, that's all.
So, is that a bit of the story, or is that yet another collectible? I don't know how that would be a collectible. And here we have another mirror. Well, this mirror actually does work. Now, I almost think that the reason they gave them a prosthetic leg is simply because they wanted to excuse the terrible walking animation that they have. Let's see. So this is we're gonna put the blood on this, and it's gonna move the painting forward from these bloody swans into something else. But it has been 30 minutes, so I'm gonna just end this recording here. This game really has to speed things up. It really does. It just needs to be done with it. It's a one-trick pony with, I think there was maybe 2 puzzles in the game so far. I assume that kitchen room had something that I needed to click on to look at, but maybe it didn't. Maybe I just needed to look in that general direction, and that was all it was. But if this is really the end of chapter 2, and I'm pretty sure there are 6 chapters excluding the DLC, the next few chapters need to speed things up, or they need to take us in a different direction completely. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, friend me on Steam, gift me a game. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.